Scalar, scalar waves and scalar grids. In very simple, we are familiar with waves that are in the world around us. We have waves flowing on the ocean, and these are horizontal waves. We can perceive of scalar waves as waves that flow vertically. They are a process by means of which energy and consciousness move vertically from source into manifestation, or more specifically, it moves between dimensions. Scalar waves are effectively vertical waves that move energy and consciousness between dimensions. Flash on in one dimension, and flash off in another. Flash on and off in one dimension, moving energy between dimensions. Standing scalar waves are made of particle units, points that flash on, oscillate and then turn off, vibrate, then replicate and polarize and then group together, like with like. They form particle grids, two-dimensional, and they form particle and particum grids, each one like lights that string together. Then they begin to cross over and through each other. They interact and form a 3D grid in a specific geometrical configuration. They interact in specific angular relationship to each other. This is all controlled by the original base 12 divine blueprint Cathara grid, that determines how much energy it will have, how many vibrations, how many oscillations, how much consciousness is held in one of these still points. All was set by the original intention of God Source. There is a mathematical formula that guides the process. That is a right way divine intention. Scientists are looking at this all on the outside, but do not understand there is a blueprint for all of this. We are not haphazard. It is not a chaos system. It is not an accident. The PKI units interweave and form a fabric of scalar waves, an energy field that pulls in more and more of the consciousness of God. God Source sends in pulses of consciousness continuously to keep fueling it. One draws in and another comes back out. The Manu field is where this comes through from God Source, through the Mana field, and then the Era field is in a back pulse, the one that draws in and sends it back to Source. It comes in through the Manu, Partiki, units out through the Mana, Partika, units and circulates back to the Manu, Partiki, units through the Era, Particum, units and back to Source. Circulation of energy takes place through the Partiki grid. The Partiki grid begins to accrete more, to replicate its units and make more of itself, and these units pull together toward each other, like kind. So a Partiki grid is like a 2D structure pulling in more and more, and forms something called KEYLONS, which are 3D units of consciousness. Partiki, partica, particum. When enough units come together to make critical mass, becomes form. The 2D field transforms to a 3D field, the 3D hologram. Scalar waves anchor our consciousness into dimensionality in the time matrix in order to be able to experience space, time and matter evolution. If we can understand the basic primal substance of scalar waves, we can begin to understand who we are and how we get here, and what it means to be in a body and be conscious. We as consciousness before manifesting, takes on the form of very specific arrangements of scalar waves. Our consciousness literally turns into that form in order to experience the projection, the holographic projection, of space, time and matter. KEYLONS. KEYLONS are 3D carriers of consciousness force. KEYLONS flash on and off in a syncopated rhythm as they move through the Partiki phasing going on within them. When they hit a critical mass of inner vibration, they turn off. When they hit a critical mass of oscillation, they turn on. Therefore, the Maharic shield with its standing scalar waves. Each wave is composed of KEYLONS. A Partiki unit on its own would not be strong enough to form a shield. We go from the forces of Manu Mana Era into the primal units that they form. Partiki, partica, particum into the structures that these units form, grouping together making stronger wave forms, such as the Maharic shield. All these wave forms are composed of Partiki units, which are units of Manu Mana Era, which are units of the consciousness of God, which implies that all energy is conscious, and all consciousness is energy.